Hello, my wonderful Coldplayers out there. This past weekend, Coldplay, well, Chris, performed on Jimmy Fallon, and a lot was revealed about the Weirdos. So we're gonna dive into that, but real quick, I just wanted to share some personal news with you guys. If you haven't heard me mention before, I am a musician and a songwriter, and my band, If Walls Could Talk, is releasing a new single this Friday. Now, I'm just super excited about the song itself because it's our first release in a long time. But I also wanted to mention that the music video for this song has these animations in it, and I did all the animations for that music video. So basically a lot of time went into this project, and we're super proud of it, super proud of the song and the music video and everything. So I just wanted to ask you if you could spend 5 seconds of your day to just pre-save the song and join us in watching this music video when it does get released this Friday. I'll be sure to put all that information in the description below, so if you could just check that out, that would mean a lot to me, so thank you in advance for doing that. Alright, so now on to some Coldplay news. So most of what I have to discuss for today revolves around these guys. Yes, the Weirdos. Now, if you haven't seen these guys before or even heard of them, they are closely related to the song Beautiful in that they've been playing it live at Coldplay's concerts. And even more recently in the news, there's going to be a music video involving them and of course the song Beautiful. But these guys, along with Chris, were interviewed this past weekend on Jimmy Fallon. So now I kind of just wanted to introduce each one of these characters because they spent some time talking about themselves on the show. So first off, we have Donk. And Donk seems to be the really kind of troublemaker of the group and says that he is the normal one. It seems really out there and kind of goofy, but he is the drummer of the band. We also have the Wizard, and he says he's not like your typical wizard in that he is very smart, and he also does magic. So, you know, that's not like a wizard at all. But he's the one that you see play that synthesizer keyboard kind of instrument. Next up we have Sparkman, and I'm actually not sure if it's Sparkman or Sparkman, but regardless, he's the one who kind of sings in this operatic voice when he talks, and his thing is that he doesn't like to sing because he's too shy, he's too nervous to sing in front of people, but clearly he has a very good voice. So instead of singing in the band, he plays guitar. Then we have Bruce Kakemix, and he's the manager of the band, but his last name is spelled Cake Mix, but he gets really upset if you call him Cake Mix. And according to the Weirdos and Chris himself, they said that you really don't want to get this guy angry. And last but not least, we have this character, whose name is Angel Moon. So like, this Angel Moon? Because like, they don't... So yeah, we're a little confused about this because these people have the same name, and so are they supposed to be the same characters? Now, if you haven't seen this character before, let me kind of explain a little bit about who she is and how we know her name to be Angel Moon. So she first appeared in the official video for Higher Power on a billboard. On her nameplate, or on the side of the board really, it said Angel Moon, and so we kind of figured this is Angel Moon. And then I remember not too long after that, the digital artist who made this character even called her Angel Moon. So this is clearly Angel Moon, and I guess so is this. But regardless of that confusion, here's what she had to say about herself. She said she's a singer. Well, obviously we've seen her sing at these live performances. She said that she's 109 light years old, which, I mean, is kind of strange because light years measures distance, right? And the last thing I wanted to bring up about her is that when she spoke at this interview, she spoke kind of with this distorted voice, like we heard when she sings on Beautiful. So now I just wanted to spend some time talking about the lore behind these characters, like who they are and where they're from. So in this interview, Donk was asked where he's from, and he said, it's hard to pronounce, but we just call it Melissa. So it's not very clear whether or not Melissa is where all of these characters are from, or maybe, you know, he was even just being goofy, but it sounds like there's an actual name for the planet that they haven't really revealed yet, so this was kind of like a little bit of a cover-up. Or, you know, maybe the planet is actually going to be called Melissa. I guess we'll see in time. We also learned about how Coldplay was able to meet the Weirdos, and according to Chris, they were lucky enough to get tickets to see them live at a concert, and eventually they were able to get their attention and said, please, one day, can we work together? And so they eventually, you know, had this collaboration where they sang Beautiful. Now, it was kind of cool because during this interview on Jimmy Fallon, they were able to show a little bit about that music video that we had talked about in some previous videos. And it was kind of funny because you saw Coldplay sitting front row at a Weirdos concert, so that was fun. And it's not certain that this footage will be used in the music video, but based on everything that we saw in Phoenix, it looks like this is what they were shooting, and maybe they had some extra time to shoot some B-roll to use for this interview. But regardless, looks pretty cool, and the idea of Coldplay kind of fangirling the Weirdos is just a really funny concept, and I just appreciate it a lot. And the last thing related to the lure is that the word beautiful in their language, the Weirdos' language, is spelled differently, and that's why the song Beautiful is spelled the way it is. So now let's talk a little bit about the performance, since they did play Beautiful live. First off, it was just Chris playing with the Weirdos. We did not have a full performance with the full band. Now eventually it would be really cool to see the full band play with the Weirdos, similar to how we saw that in the Higher Power music video, but for now it was just Chris. I also wanted to mention that it was really cool to see that Angel Moon had these like light up portions to her costume, so the visual effect for that was just nice to see. And of course, to end the performance, they had confetti. But overall, it didn't seem like there were any changes to the song, or at least big enough for me to recognize them. But it was just really nice to see them perform this song outside of just those live concerts. You know, it was just in a different setting, so it was nice to see that. So that kind of sums up a recap of what happened during that interview and that performance. But with all that going on, it leaves me with a ton of questions. So to wrap up things with this video, I wanted to pass off these questions to you guys to see your thoughts, maybe theories about all these questions that I have. First question, is Sparkman, or Sparkman, going to be featured on another song? Because clearly he has a good voice and a good operatic sounding voice, right? So is he going to be another alien voice on another album, on another song, maybe on this song, but in the music video? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Second question, why does Angel Moon have a distorted voice? Because clearly when we hear it on the album, when she's singing in Beautiful, she has that distortion to the way she sings, but why is it that when she's talking, she still has that sound? Because the rest of the Muppets that are talking don't have that distortion, but she does. And if they're all from the same planet or from the same area, then why is she the only one who has that sound to her voice? Third question, do you think that Bruce, the manager, is going to get angry? Do you think someone's gonna call him Cake Mix by accident and he's gonna get triggered? Number 4, I think, right? 4, yeah. Number 4, do you think that Coldplay, the rest of the band, is secretly the people behind the Muppets? Because this could explain why we saw just Chris in the interview and why it was just him performing with the band. I mean, realistically, it's probably because they didn't want to have like 10 people on one couch, but you know, the idea is out there. And lastly, why does Angel Moon look different? Like, I understand if maybe, you know, they have this marketing change where like, oh, people like Angel Moon, let's make her into this Muppet, but like, Coldplay decides things in advance. They think well in advance, right? So you'd think if they had this idea for a character, which they've been talking about her for a while, that they know it's going to be a Muppet. And when they have her on this billboard in Higher Power, that is going to be a Muppet-looking character. So why have this like digitally realistic-looking character and then have the Muppets? So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Weirdos and their performance and interview on Jimmy Fallon. So again, let me know your thoughts. I just proposed a lot of questions there for you. If you have any other questions you'd like to bring up, feel free to leave that in the comments, or even feel free to leave that in the Discord, which again is in a link in the description below. And of course, if you haven't done so yet, again, I just wanted to remind you to pre-save the song that my band has coming out this Friday. It would be greatly appreciated. Of course, you can always subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so. and like this video, helps me out a ton. But thank you guys so much for watching to the very end of this video. I appreciate you a ton, and I'll see you again next time. Until then, have a great day. Peace.